It probably took me all day to put this shit together. Y'all better enjoy it.
I don't know what the hell we're talking about.
On Oprah about 2 weeks ago, there was a interview on a couple who was married for, I believe, was 7 years. They had 2 kids. They were 12 and 14. And then the wife had realized that she was not straight. She was a lesbian. And when she had told her husband, he was really supportive about it. And it was because he also was not straight.
But it's definitely move on to somebody else.
To think that that's okay to me is a childish thought. It's about self-stalking.
What the hell? It's called an open relationship. It's a lazy way of doing it.
You don't know, I'm already a porn star, so. Anyway.
You know what?
What? What are you going to say?
You and every other faggy in any other country, in every state in the United States, if you do not get paid, you are not a porn star.
So let's sing a song with the name of
There's Steven. So one thing they did say, the woman in the marriage said that when she came out, she felt like there was a lot of people that reached out to her, and she said it's more common than you think it is. That is actually really common. So it's the first time I've ever heard. Yeah, so it's like, have you had any experience like that, like in your whole, like coming to terms and realizing who you are? Like, did you date women and stuff like that?
I went through like the same situation when I was younger. I was dating a girl and we both turned out to be gay. Like she's a lesbian now and I'm gay. But I think a lot of people try to deny those feelings. Like if they had like a male towards another male and a female towards another male, and just settle down with what society deems is normal.
Well, that's what they said. That part of the reason what was so intriguing about being in that straight like cookie cutter relationship was like they were accepted at church, they were accepted in public, they could have a family, and it was never questioned.
We know that you dated females in your history, in your past. Is there like any situation where you believe that you may have dated a girl who ended up becoming a lesbian?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do tell.
I've run across a couple of my ex-girlfriends who, they've had, basically what they did was they got pregnant, they had a kid. Once they had a kid, there was basically no reason for them to have a boyfriend anymore, and so now they have girlfriends, and that's the life that they live. I experience it almost all the time in like the church scene. A lot of people have like it comes off like an arranged marriage sorta, but like there's a couple of people I know where the husband's gay, the wife is gay, but they married each other on the mutuality that they both like the opposite sex. But society says that they should have a traditional marriage. Fran Drescher from The Nanny was in the same situation. Like her husband, after all of those years of them being together, he had finally came out to her and told her, that he was gay, and they're like the best of friends. And they co-wrote and were co-creators of The Nanny together. And the entire time they were married, she didn't know that he was gay, and there's no ill will between the two of them. Same thing with like Terry McMillan and her husband. In the beginning, it came off.
Oh no, she's made.
No,
she's worked through her anger a little better, but trust me, she was made.
Oh, so they're not like buddy now. She's still made.
I don't think they probably cordial at most, but she dealt with that in a real.
And sometimes I honestly blame the females. Because you shouldn't be that hard up for companionship that you're just going to take whatever comes across your lap. I mean, there's signs and there's signals, and you just blatantly ignore the signs to have someone next to you in bed. Would you really want to have someone in your bed laying next to you for the comfort, knowing that they're not fully sexually attracted to you?
But I feel like like I said, in that situation, her thing was, she had dated men her entire life. She never really knew, you know what I mean, from what she says now. I mean, I don't know her personally, but what she says is that she never really knew. And she said she did love the man she married. She loves him and all that stuff, but she it was never spoken as to why they had such a strong bond. She said their sex life wasn't like great, you know what I mean, obviously. But it's like they just had that, she kept on going back to that bond that they had, and that unspoken bond that they just knew something was there. And it took her having enough courage to come out and say.
So the unspoken bond that they had together was the fact that they were both closeted, and
they were closeted, but they never knew.
Okay,
they never knew they were closeted.
They weren't closeted. They weren't. They never acted on their feelings that they had for other men, like for men or women. they lived straight lives. It was something that they never really knew. She just came to the realization that something's not right there.
Yeah, basically, is when you know that you gay
And doing like it's more like a negative thing.
So that's like, well, take for instance, you know, everybody in here considers themselves gay or bisexual or whatnot, and we date, you know, say you date somebody, and as you dating somebody, they come to terms that, you know, they may not be gay, they may be straight, you know. There is a way that, you know, you can form a bond with someone, and, you know, it could be mistaken as like a relationship or whatnot, or, you know, and even go as far as to get married to this person until you realize that, you know.
So gays can marry their fag gags then.
I think it's more of a difference between like knowing who you are and people being able to accept it, and then knowing who you are and people feeling like you betrayed me. Like it's like it gets to be more so. People they make it a little bit more personal by saying, "Oh, this is what I wanted, and you just came and messed it all up, and I can't be happy for you, and I'm mad with you about it." As opposed to like them, it's like, you know, this is who we are, and we can accept that. You know, we can be there for each other, and you know, be friends like we truly were in any other situation.
Right. So in the situation of this example, do you believe that it was because of the fact that they both came to terms with themselves as to why it worked out for the best? And do you think that if that wasn't the case, would it have, as you explained, would it have been you have betrayed me or something similar?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think, you know, they had been together and created a bond with each other, you know, to the point where, you know, they could be there for each other, you know, no matter what. I mean, it would be no different if, you know, if somebody had a disease or something. You know, it's like being able to be there for somebody that you care about. And the fact that they both, you know, going through the same situation, it just helped to strengthen.
Comfortable. They ended up kind of being like their security blankets for one another. Like when they told their families, because like I said, nobody knew, no one questioned it, nobody, you know what I mean? They supported each other both through the whole coming out process. I don't know, because I've dated women, I've been with a woman, and I could have easily married her. I mean, we were together for like over almost a year. But I knew it wasn't what I wanted. But I could have been happy.
Yeah, I could have been a woman too, and then I had that magical night in the crack house, and wow, things happened, stuff was touched, and you know, I walked away a new man. I mean,
So let me ask you, Savion, in your situation when you were dating females or whatever, did being gay ever cross your mind? Did you know that even though you were dating females that you may have had some kind of attraction to guys?
No, because like in high school I was a homophobe, so that never really honestly crossed my mind. And honestly, I can just say this I was exposed. I was
I'm sorry. Homophobe. Oh, homophobe. Oh, I thought he was saying he was a hoe. I ain't know. I I'm sorry.
No, I was a homophobe in high school. I never exposed myself to the gay community. I actually stirred away from it.
Who in high school were openly gay? 1, 2, your hand up. Out. People who were not out, who didn't raise their hand. Did you ever date females? Did you have girlfriends? Say,
how many were physical with them?
I can't stop. With my confusion, I think with me, I have to teach myself to stop trying to adjust to the standards of a very fickle, hypocritical, and stereotypical society. James, is this what you want to do? If this is what you want to do, that's fine. You don't have to be stereotypically fagged out or whatever, and you don't have to be alpha male. Just find a medium between the two. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I have to do. You know, because I'm not getting any younger.
That's what I think people do in general. But I think people do that. Like when they do stuff like that, like marrying people, they're doing it to please, like I said, not themselves. It's easier. But see, I realized though, I thought that was the easy way out. But I was more stressed out doing it that way than being who I actually am. Because I mean, I've never caught so much flack for being gay. Like I've never been stopped and like tormented because I do it. You know what I mean?
For me, it was different. Cause like I had dated girls and everything, and I had liked girls when I was in middle school, elementary, middle school. I liked girls. It was like guys. It was something that was interesting about a guy, but I really didn't play onto the fact. You know, I had sex with a girl. You know, I was like, okay, this is cool. Then I had sex with a guy, and I'm like, this is a lot more interesting. This is more enticing. And then when I got to high school, I went to an all-boys high school. So I mean, and a lot of people think, oh, you went to all-boys school. So it's like, actually, no. When I went to all-boys school, I was like, all there really was to think about was school.
Okay, I'm gonna wrap this topic up. Anybody have any finishing words on what the original topic was, which was straight people and find out they're gay after they've been married and children and all that kind of stuff.
Love yourself, be yourself, get in touch with God, and you'll be fine.
And if anybody has a comment, question, or feedback on our video, please leave it on thegangofthem.com on our YouTube page, and we'd be happy to receive all them comments. We're gonna have the behind the lights this year, which is going to be a concept where we got a cameraman and he's going to film us and he's going to watch so everybody can get to know what we, the gang of them, do besides talk about the numbers that we talk about.
Dude, doing like he's cool with everybody. I mean, like I don't have a problem with him, but it's just random as shit for real.
When I first saw Savion come through the door, I thought to myself, bitch.
Just when you thought it was safe to come back to YouTube, guess what? Savion is back.
Come to realize, I see the man